Hey, welcome back to another lesson. And today I want to share with you this very beautiful sweeping exercise. It was shown to me by one of my very first guitar mentors, a very nice man called Lance Murch. And I've studied this for many hours in a little music room in Rapparoa, New Zealand. So now, all these years later, I thought it'd be nice to make a video and share it with you. It's in A, and it just outlines the arpeggios of a chord progression. And the chord progression of the sweeping exercise is this. It starts with an A chord here, then it goes down to an E chord here, then we come up to F sharp minor there, down to a C sharp minor here, then to a D major, then an A major, then back to a D, and finally ending on E, which harmonically sets you up to start again at the A. So we start with A arpeggio, and it begins on the 12th fret of the high E string, and then down to the 9th fret. Then we come to the 10th fret of the B string, 9th fret of the G, and then 11th fret of the D, and 12th fret of the A. So far we have this. Now we change to the E chord, and over the E chord we do this sweep. So 7th fret A string, 11th fret A string, 9th fret of the D, G, B, and then the 7th fret of the E. So both those shapes together. Now we come to the sweep over the F sharp minor, and that sounds like this. So that's 9th fret of the high E string, 5th fret high E string, 7th fret B string, 6th fret G string, 7th fret D string, and then 9th fret of the A string. So the three shapes together sound like this. Now our next chord is the C sharp minor, and the sweep sounds like this. So that's 4th fret of the A string, 7th fret A string, 6th fret D string, 6th fret G string, 5th fret B string, and then 4th fret E string. Now we come to the D chord. The sweep sounds like this. That's 5th and 2nd on the high E, 3rd of the B, 2nd fret of the G, 4th of the D, and 5th of the A. Now the A chord we come to sounds like this. That's open A, 4th fret A string, 2nd fret D, 2nd fret G, 2nd fret B, open E. Then we come back to that major sweep shape over the D chord. 5th, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, 4th, 5th, and then we come up to the E here, and now we do a slightly different variation of the E major sweep. 7th fret A string, 6th fret D string, 4th fret G, 5th fret B, and 4th fret high E, and then 7th high E. All in all together, a little bit slowly, maybe play along, sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This whole exercise is to help you develop your sweeping technique. Now, if you're playing more electric guitar and you don't require such an emphasis on the approach of downstrokes like one needs for gypsy jazz, try and do this with upstrokes when you're going from high to low and downstrokes when you're going from low to high. For example, over this first shape we looked at here, going down, up, 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 up. And then when you're coming to the next shape, down, up, down, 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 down. and then subsequently go through each position and each shape with this sort of up and down approach. For players out there like me who want to focus more on the gypsy jazz sound and technique, here's my sort of approach to the ups and downs. Every time I start a note on a new string, that's a downstroke. And if I have two notes on the same string, usually the first one is a downstroke and the second one is an upstroke. This exercise can be really cool to help you find and develop your sense of bounce. Try to remember the downstroke is not like a muscle down. The energy isn't coming from force. You're kind of letting gravity do the work, but in a controlled way. Maybe that sounds a little funny, but for me, that kind of way of thinking really helped me get into this bounce downstroke technique. Just to take you through maybe the first two shapes with this idea, I go down, up. Then I do downstrokes going up the strings. So down, up, down, 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 down. It feels a little counterintuitive because you're doing like downstrokes as your arm is moving up the strings. But for me, that really helped me find the bounce and find little spaces to get the feeling of swing into these sorts of techniques. One more thing I'd encourage you to think about is to take these individual shapes and try and make a mental map of them so you can apply them over any sort of major or minor chords that you have in any key or any song you're working on. So in this exercise, there's several like shapes. For example, over the A, the first sweeping passage goes over this A major shape. And if you can put that in context of this shape, anytime you have a chord that uses this shape, and you memorize the shape of the sweep or the notes of the sweep as a shape, not as note names, you can apply this technique over that chord shape. And then you can use it nearly anywhere where it's appropriate. Like everyone knows this sort of big open C chord, and it's in countless songs. You can do the same technique here. The tabs of this will be available on my website, and that will include picking directions and left-hand fingerings. And it will also be available on my Patreon along with a bunch of other things. If you have enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Happy practice, and I'll see you guys at the next one.